Good morning, YouTube friends. Look at the morning we got going on out here. Just absolutely amazing. Freshly mowed grass yesterday, and it's just a gorgeous day, no wind. So things are ramping up here on the homestead. We've got to think about garden time again. It's almost time to plant out. But we've got some stuff we got to do. So we'll give you a little tour of the garden situation here on the homestead. So stick around. Start out here in the greenhouse. Kelly's pretty much started everything this year. A lot of it was started downstairs in the basement, and we're ready to plant out a lot of this stuff. Got quite a bit going out here. Got lots of herbs, tomatoes, rosemary, got artichokes. We've got cabbage, Napa cabbage, celery, all kinds of peppers. Got some hatch peppers that we're going to grow this year. And then Kelly's got some more broccoli, cauliflower started, and we'll show you why we're doing that. We've got some Brussels sprouts again over here, but didn't have much success with Brussels last year. Got our garlic starting to come up here. Kelly planted some carrots in these two lick tubs here. All of our chives and our bunching onions are coming back full force. We have chives over here that we've already been harvesting. This is sage right here that's coming back. I just got to cut some of this dead stuff off, but it overwintered nicely along with the chives. All of our chocolate mint over here underneath the grapevines is coming back. Kelly's got everything pruned up here around the chicken coop. All of our fruit trees are coming out of dormancy. See all the leaves coming out? This is one of our pears, but everything else is looking real good out here. We got our strip spray done out here the other day. This is one of the trees we brought from California. It's starting to bud out. It's one of our pluots. This is our pear that the rabbits chewed up the one time, but it's still going. Still wants to survive. Happy to see that. This is another one of our new trees here. Starting to leaf out. They were leafed out when we brought them, but the frost killed all the leaves. This one here we're waiting to see. The peach tree. Only part of it grew last year, but we're going to see if this thing buds out. If not, it's going to have to be replaced. And then here's another one of our brand new trees that got burnt back from the frost, but it's shooting out new leaves nicely. Look at our cherry tree here, starting to push blooms already. If we don't get another frost this year, we'll have cherries. But a lot of the fruit trees here in Nebraska depend on the weather. If you get a late frost, you won't get any fruit that year. This is one of our previous pluots that we brought out to Nebraska. It's coming out nicely. But the big thing right now is weeds. We're going to have to kick our weed control program going here this time of year, because this is when it's best time to attack your weeds before they become established. Best time to spray them because they're big, nice, not big, but beautiful green weeds, and that's the best time to spray them if you're going to do weed spray anywhere around your property. So let's take a look at the garden here. You can see we're starting to get some weeds. We had just a little bit of rain here recently, but these will be easy to take care of. The rows that are mulched won't have any problem with the weeds, but we've got some in the walk path here, and the rows that aren't mulched yet, we're going to have to hit those real quick. So I'm going to get that done here real quick this morning. Okay, now the garden's all weeded. We'll give you an update on the garden. Remember, before I went out to California, we planted some stuff out to get a jump on things. Well, we had about a 50% success rate, and I'm happy with that. You can see our spinach here survived. And then this is our butter crunch lettuce, doing well. We've had some really hard freezes since I went to California. And then trying to remember what's down here. I believe this is the romaine lettuce. Yeah, they got a tag right there. But our collards did not survive, but we have more collards out in the greenhouse. And then none of our broccoli or cauliflower survived, but again, we have that in the greenhouse. I was always told that cauliflower and broccoli were pretty hardy, frost-hardy plants, but apparently not. Now, right after we got back from, or I got back from California, I planted my onions, and the frost killed those all the way down to the ground. But the good thing with onions is the part that's in the ground just sends new sprouts out. So you can see all of our onions are doing fine. So we're probably going to be planting out tonight when Kelly gets home. So we'll have to put mulch on these last 3 rows. The good thing is the garden is half mulched already. All of Kelly's peas are coming up here on both sides of this trellis. So the peas will be climbing here pretty soon. I'm pretty sure we have plenty of mulch to do the last 3 rows. And we've already got our new pile started because we've been mowing grass already too. So let's go look at some stuff outside the garden space here. You remember Kelly's elderberry plants that we planted last year? They're doing really good, and she planted some more elderberries along this row here. Now, something I'm going to do different this year is, if you remember, I used to weed spray around the perimeter of the garden. Well, weed spray days are few and far between here in Nebraska. You can see the wind was dead still when I started, and now we've got a breeze coming up, and I do not like spraying weeds in the wind. So what I've decided to do this year is whenever I do weed patrol in the garden, which was right around 1 time a week for maybe 10 minutes, unless it's been raining, I'm just going to go ahead and do the perimeter of the garden too. And that only takes about an extra 5 minutes, but that's 5 minutes well spent. I don't have to be weed spraying. So right here next to our fence is our new asparagus patch. And I'm happy to report that literally every plant is shooting up asparagus. I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully you can. Everyone's coming up. So I was a little concerned that they didn't maybe make it through winter, but they did just fine. So this fall, when these are all done growing, we're not going to be harvesting out of this new patch this year. We're going to let it all go to fern and help build energy in the roots. We'll come back through and put another layer of good mulch on top of these just to keep building the row and get them a little bit deeper in the ground. Our old patch down there, there's a few that we can harvest, but we can rarely get more than kind of a handful each pick. I can already tell the bindweed here in the asparagus is going to drive me crazy, but we'll have to try to stay on top of that. Remember this apple tree that fell over when we bought the property? We pruned like crazy this year because it was way out over here, and I was afraid it was going to fall over again. But you can see we're going to have a real nice tree out of this. Apples are very resilient to heavy pruning. I could literally take this giant tree and prune it off 4 foot above the ground. Just cut all those branches off and you'll get a new tree out of that. They grow super good. Got a couple more cages to put my firewood in. Need to load that up and cut the rest of our small stuff here. Now, I don't know if we shared with you before, when I uncovered the bees this year, we had this hive on this side absconded last year. We pretty much knew that going into winter, but we were pretty sure there was bees left in this one. And in fact, when we took this thing apart, there were bees left in that one, but they were deceased. So I don't know the reason they were deceased. I couldn't tell by the bees. Usually if the bees have been poisoned, they'll have their little tongue sticking out when you find them, but there was just a colony of dead bees in there. And we've gone 4 years and haven't had any problem. The only thing I did different here recently, I think it was the first part of last year, if you remember, we've got new parts for these hives, and we went with a screen bottom board. And the guy that I talked to here in Nebraska, he recommends against those, and that's the only thing we did different. So I'm going to go back to a solid bottom door with just the front entrance. And we're actually going tonight to pick up our 2 new colonies of bees. So we'll be back in the bees tomorrow. We may film that tonight, we may not. But we were actually able to get about 1.5 gallons of honey out of this far hive over there. We extracted it the other day. The honey was super good. Good Nebraska honey. When the bees get here, they're going to love all of these dandelions. Bees love them. Now stay tuned for a video on Big Red. We weren't able to monkey with it too much while my buddy Matt was here, but we're going to throw a battery in that thing and see if we can get this thing running. It's going to do my heart good to see Kelly hop in this thing and take it for a spin. You can see our babies are now teenagers. They got the open part of the small coop out here now. Look at the fuzzy feet on these ones here. Isn't that cute? But they're doing really good. Once they get introduced to the other flock, which they can already visit through the screen here into the big coop. So by the time we turn them loose with the other chickens, should be well acquainted. The Americanas are all perched up in here enjoying the beautiful morning. Kelly actually lost one of her guineas here about a week or so ago. Over the night, it got locked out of the coop. I think it got stuck in the garden. They will fly into the garden, but they're not smart enough to fly back out. They're kind of the dumbest bird in existence. I don't say that trying to be mean, it's just the way it is. But we think a great horned owl come in and got it because it had all the signs of a great horned owl attack. And I won't tell you what that is because it's pretty gruesome. So the next spring weed thing we got to get going on here, as you can see, our driveway is starting to sprout some weeds. And in years past, like a few years past, I used to come out here and weed spray our whole driveway. And it was quite a chore. But if you are a friend of the channel, you know what's coming next. So our driveway weeder blade works amazing, and it goes pretty fast, much faster than weed spray and all this, especially by hand like I used to do. And we're not having to spray chemicals all over the yard. So I'll show you how it works. And just like that, the driveway is weeded. You can see the little weeds here. They're all uprooted. Now I could leave the driveway just like this, but my OCD is not going to allow all these little lines out here. So one more step in the process. Much better, isn't it? When we first moved here, there wasn't a real defined driveway. It was kind of all overgrown. I'll see if I can scare up a picture of that, show you. I love sitting up here underneath the quince tree in my favorite swing, looking over a well-manicured yard. Ain't nothing better than that, especially on a beautiful day like this. Well, let's show you a few other things that are coming up here around the property. Look at this beautiful rhubarb. It's rhubarb season right now. We've got this couple different areas around the place, so we'll be making a rhubarb recipe here real soon. Kelly's hostas are coming up. But Brandy's favorite place to lay over here, she digs it out a little bit. We got to constantly fix it. We've still got to trim some of the old stuff off of here, but Kelly will be out here probably in the next week or so, getting her barrels replanted and everything going again with this beautiful weather. The clematis is coming back, and what is this? Hydrangeas. Hydrangeas are coming back to life. Got to put my gutter back on, I forgot. Roses coming back to life. Even the trees are happy. We had one of the big dead Chinese elms blow over in the wind. So we'll be out here cutting that up for shop wood. All of these roses on the front fence are coming back to life. You can see all the mulch we did last year. Sure cut down on all the weeding. The guineas get in here though and dig stuff out. That's what's Ruby's smelling right now. And then they come over here and dust bathe over here and keep the lawn from growing. See all our flagpole strawberries all sprouting back up again from their winter nap. Got our burning bush over here by the barn that's coming back. We thought we had lost this one, so we're glad to see the green coming. Kelly's sunflower and zinnia patch here, she said she's going to go no-till this year. So she'll be doing this here pretty soon. Looks like I need to fix one of Kelly's metal flowers. I made these for her birthday one year out of cultivator blades. Made 4 of them for her. There's the other 2 down here. All different cultivator blades. They all look like they're due for the paint to be refreshed a little bit. And I have a different style of cultivator blade I picked up, I think at Junk Jaunt. I'm going to make her a new one. Well folks, I think that's going to just about do it for this video. I've got a bunch of other stuff I need to do that's not very video worthy, but we got to get it done nonetheless. So until next time, stay safe, stay healthy. We love you guys. We love hanging with you here on the farm. Come back and see us.
Nice.